Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to explore the ATEM Car Club sponsorship of NASCAR driver Julia Landauer and what it means for superfans, bringing them closer to the track both in real life and in digital experiences than ever before. If that sounds good to you, then smash that like button and let's get into it. Julia is a Stanford graduate and successful businesswoman, has appeared in the reality TV show Survivor, runs her own TED Talks regularly, but where she really excels is on the racetrack.
Julia Landauer, and I'm a champion race car driver and keynote speaker.
To make the Forbes 30 Under 30 list for sports was really cool, and I don't think that very many race car drivers have made that in general.
I got started in go-karting when I was 10 years old because it was an activity that my parents wanted me and my siblings to be able to do so that we could stay together as a family on the weekends, but then they also really liked that it was co-ed, and racing is one of the few sports where women compete against the men all the way through the top levels. So I loved it right away. I was good at it, and we just figured out how to keep climbing the ranks.
I started in the Skip Barber series, and then when I was 14, I became their first female champion. It showed the racing world that I really had some innate skill and some talent.
Here comes Julia Landauer in the 54.
She's a late model champion from last year in Motor Mile, and she's obviously doing a great job here.
You can't let it go to your head too much or get too distracted by it, but that would be pretty awesome to prove that we can do it too as women.
What on earth is a New York-raised, Stanford-educated female doing behind the wheel of a race car? But the reality is, why not? Racing is one of the most unique sports because biology doesn't prevent men and women from competing together.
They also really wanted their daughters, me and my sister, to be able to compete head-to-head with the boys. I'm aware that I am a role model, especially to women, and I really hope to show that we can be a strong, competent, passionate woman doing something really difficult, and that's something that people look up to and admire and respect. And I hope to continue to break the stereotype as to what it's like to be a woman in racing.
Julia going for that fourth key. And she does, just barely. Julia has the fourth key.
Now I'm racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, which is the second series from the top in NASCAR. And it's been an up and down journey to get here. I got my start in Formula cars and won a championship in the Skip Barber Racing Series. I raced Formula BMW. I raced part-time throughout high school and college, but I was able to prove myself. I was able to win races. And then when I graduated from college, I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, which is basically the heart of NASCAR. And I raced in a weekly NASCAR series where I won that track championship. And then I raced in what's now called the ARCA West series, which is the first televised series in NASCAR.
It's partially based on talent, partially based on funding, and it's an expensive sport to get involved in. And so I learned that I was going to have to make myself a brand and make myself attractive to potential partners and sponsors. When I was 18, I applied and luckily got into Stanford and really used my time there, partially for my education, but also to learn how to hold myself in a boardroom, how to make a proposal, how to illustrate what my ROI would be to a company. And I was really excited because it was the first time where I was able to kind of tell my story with an academic twist to a large audience.
I raced in the European NASCAR series in 2020 and became the highest finishing American in that series ever. This year in 2022, made my debut in the Xfinity series. It's been challenging. It's been so exciting to race so many different types of cars. And I'm really excited for what's still to come.
ATEM started as an idea to bridge car culture into an immersive digital experience, bringing car enthusiasts from around the globe closer together, and their sponsorship of Julia Landauer is a significant moment in both industries. Jeff McDonald, the founder of the ATEM Car Club, had this to say: "Our vision as a club is to bring opportunities in motorsport and as a fan club to back you as you progress in your career. ATEM Car Club doesn't want to just be a sponsor, we want to be your team." This is a first for both motorsport and Web3, with a Web3 community being the prime sponsor of one of the NASCAR teams.
Web3 and NFTs are at a really interesting growth spot right now. And I think the integration of Web3 into sports is only just beginning. So, I look at it, and I've been in the Web3 space for pretty much almost 2 years now. And I find that there's obviously the fan engagement, the membership component, the exclusive access that comes with holding, the utility that you can provide those those fans that are purchasing. But then I also think there's the potential to have a lot in more of a metaverse capacity and the ability to have like really active engagement with fans on a level that maybe right now we can only get to by having a pit pass or being a VIP at a track. Like, I think there's an access element that is really interesting.
The ATEM Car Club seeks to push the boundaries of car culture and build on its foundations, creating digital experiences and in-real-life events for enthusiasts to engage and enjoy. Their membership cards will provide many advantages for their holders, including being able to mint your own digital collectible car, which you can customize in your own garage. With the launch of their Burn Down game, you'll be able to train your artificial intelligence-backed drivers to compete against others in futuristic cars that you can fully customize, and you'll even be able to build your own tracks. On top of this, ATEM will also have several in-real-life events and in-real-life collectible cars in various spots around the globe. The ATEM Car Club is part of the Futureverse and the Altered State Machine Artificial Intelligence Protocol.
It's a protocol for what we call non-fungible intelligence.
Let your NFTs come to life with artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Decentralized protocol that allows for the creation, training, and trading of AI agents that you own via an NFT, and be able to enhance the value of that AI agent based off of how we interact with it and how we train, and all of that is confirmed on the blockchain.
Agents have two parts, a form and a brain. Forms are visual representations of the AI. An agent's form and brain are independently changeable. Both can be separately upgraded, traded, or replaced.
You can now connect intelligence to everything that exists in the blockchain space, DeFi, the metaverse, games, all of those kinds of things.
Our vision really is create a world where the value of AI flows back to everybody. If we don't have the tools to create, train, and trade our own AIs, then we're just going to be renting them off the big tech companies forever.
This ecosystem aims to onboard users into a Web3 environment where they have full control of their assets, unlocking a slew of new experiences.
And I'm also curious to see how the financial aspect evolves a little bit, because racing is a very financially driven sport. It is dependent on sponsors. It's dependent on, being able to pay for good equipment and pay for good people. And it's just such a high financial barrier to entry. So I'm really interested to see if the ownership element of NFTs, of the transparency of crypto, if that has a way to kind of permeate the financial ecosystem of the sport. I think with Web3 as a whole, you have the ability to kind of mix the idea of crowdfunding with the idea of, really supporting those who resonate most with people and with fans. Racing culture will definitely embrace Web3 technology. Different types of racing might get on board a little sooner, but we are, as a sport, motorsports is obviously technology-centric, technology-driven, and you already see quite a bit of Web3 and crypto presence in series like Formula One, in different sports car series. And, I was able to introduce NFT communities to NASCAR, and we've seen a few since then. This memorable moment as a driver is such a tough question, because there are some of the big highlights, like, winning my first race in a race car when I was 14 years old. That was huge, right? I was a 14-year-old girl finally going through puberty, and I beat all the men who were racing. That was so cool. Another kind of along that same vein, when I graduated college and moved to the South to go racing, my first season out of college, I won the championship. And to me, that was a really big confidence boost that when I focus 100% on it, I'm the best, I can be the best. So that was great. But then there are also really important learning moments in racing. Like in my in one of my early go-kart races, so I was 10 or 11, I hadn't yet won a race. And so I was probably 10, I hadn't yet won a race, and I was leading, and I was so excited. And I started kind of envisioning what it would be like to cross the finish line first and how I was going to celebrate, because I only had 3 laps left. And then I spun myself off the racetrack because I lost focus. And so it was so embarrassing and such an ego kill. And my parents were disappointed, but it was a big learning experience. And you just go through that and you realize, oh my goodness, I have to stay focused. I have to stay in the zone. And so there are a lot of those life lessons that you learn that might be painful in the moment, but the sooner you learn them, the kind of better you are in life in general. So I'm really grateful for those moments as well.
The ATEM Car Club already has multiple sub-teams that have organically sprung up from the community, and some of them are already doing in real life events and activities. The Roadrunner Racing team is rebuilding an in-real-life car with the help of their community members. So the ATEM Car Club is a fantastic example of the power of Web3 communities coming together from all over the globe with a shared vision and passion. And the NASCAR sponsorship with Julia Landauer is sure to get this onto the radar of many others. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoy this content, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and maybe consider watching one of my other videos. Bunnies up!